All right, Texas lacrosse fans and lacrosse friends from wherever you may be streaming across the globe, welcome to Frisco Star Geico Patriot Cup here in Frisco, Texas. For the University of Texas men's lacrosse team, the Longhorns, coming into the game at 1-3 on the season versus the Oklahoma Sooners, coming in at 0-1 on the season for the Red River rivalry. Game is being streamed. Game on Sports Productions, which is also home to the Texas High School Sports Lacrosse League. And we've got a dandy for you tonight. Calling the game with me is John O'Grady. He is no stranger to the Texas High School Lacrosse Association, having played here in Texas. And John, over to you briefly.
Yes, good afternoon, John. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. We have a great rivalry game ahead of us today, the Red River Showdown rivalry, It's great for some of these players, especially a lot of them coming from Texas, from both schools, to have an opportunity to come back and play in their home state in front of their families and friends. And we should have a good matchup on our hands today.
Absolutely, and even though the rivalry runs deep, as anybody from these parts know, great to see before the game. You can see the coaches exchanging some good lucks, and you see the fellas out there in the traditional pregame lineup, which is a rich tradition within the high school, really the lacrosse, regardless of what grade level you may be playing, all the way through really pro and World Cup tournament play. Great tradition, the face-off there and the goalies exchanging a good luck and congratulations. Good show of sportsmanship, and we should be treated to a dandy here tonight. So let's sit back and enjoy the game and see what these two great teams can bring to the table tonight.
At the face-off X today, we have number 23 for University of Texas, James McElroy, going against number 30 of Oklahoma, Sam Sheldon.
And here we go as they get set for the face-off. The referee placing the ball, making sure there's no movement on the sticks. And here we go. We're underway. We got a UT possession here. Let's see if they can control it and get it down into the box. All right. And we got our first possession of the game here as UT sets up in their offensive zone, and we're going to change out a little bit, getting some personnel on the field. We'll see how they progress here and move the ball. Again, we're still changing out some personnel on the UT side. You see players running in and out of your screen there.
It appears Oklahoma's in a man-to-man defense.
It does, indeed. That's really going to test the athleticism here and see if matchups are going to count.
Nice feed inside from number 13, Kenny Van Sparkeren.
There we go. And we got our first one of the game. Some pretty good ball movement initially there, John, from UT. And as you called the man situation, you could see it started getting them to have to slide, and then just had a tough time picking up that final slide. And, you open up and you grip it and you rip it here.
Yeah, Charlie Higham, number 41 for University of Texas, did a great job stepping into that shot, catching the ball, ready to shoot, and getting that shot off.
Absolutely. We got a Texas 1 and the Sooners of Oklahoma 0. Those of you new to the game or watching it just the first time, at the end of every goal or at the end of quarters and the half, you'll go ahead and reset for the face-off. Face-off's an integral part of the game in order to maintain possession being so critical in this game. More so than in some other sports, as you get used to the game and understand some of the nuances of it.
Absolutely. Time of possession is very critical to a win here.
Again, Texas just kind of setting up, running some people on and off. Again, you see them running on and off the screen. You're getting some of those face-off specialists And we've got our first whistle. We got just a ball, stray ball on the field. And we'll go restart from the corner here. Looks like UT's got their full offense on, and Oklahoma is staying in the man. Going at the short stick there, which is a pretty common tactic in the game.
So we have an over and a back call on Texas, so the ball will be awarded to Oklahoma.
Yep, very similar to the basketball rule.
Yeah, the backcourt violation. Very
exactly. Similar. And OU, really first time here to see what they've got on offense. And looks like UT's initially pressing out pretty far.
Yep, looks like UT's set up in a man defense as well.
Yep, so both these programs saying, hey, let's kind of match up a little mano-y-mano and see what you got. I like coming out with that type of stance and that type of attitude. Really bring it, especially in a rivalry like this. Nice, strong defense there, but good ground ball nonetheless. And Oklahoma resetting their offense.
Oh, ball hits the back of the net there.
And, yep. UT gets possession here. Let's see if they can get a successful clear. Going to settle it up, get some short sticks on the field. Good long pass. And in the box, and they've got themselves another successful clear here. Changing out some personnel. You know, the endurance factor of this game, you'll see that change out a lot. Oh, nice back trail check. Yep, very good.
Number 23 delivering the wood there.
Oh, but we got a loose ball push, and so that ball goes back to UT. Fortunate for them. Yeah, but it's not uncommon to see some personnel changing out, especially at the midfield line with the up and back nature of the game. You want to keep the legs fresh.
Close call on the sideline there. Cam Casino doing a nice job keeping the ball in possession for University of Texas. Good deed.
Nice. So, drew the slide there and dumped it off. Good take. Got to try to capitalize, make the goalie make the save, but.
See the goalie dive out for the ball there. That's half the battle of keeping the possession is chasing after the shots, because the closest person to the ball on a shot will be rewarded for possession. So you'll see players diving for the end lines, diving for where the ball goes out of bounds.
Absolutely. And again, just another incredible indicator of just how important possession and ground balls can be, as they typically lead to possession. Got Oklahoma in transition here. Let's see if...
got some pressure at the midfield.
Ground ball. And UT. Good hustle. Good hustle. Moving the ball as well in transition. And, again, you'll see them settle it out and get the right personnel on the field. So UT initially controlling time of possession here and generally controlling tempo of play. Both teams, though, still going at it in a man-to-man fashion, which, again, I like to see, at least initially up front. Really see where your matchups might be.
Yeah, man-to-man's a great way to see, yeah, exactly where the matchups arise. You can get a feel for who you're dodging up against, who you're playing against, and really go from there to create offense.
Right. And again, you'll see this, a short stick attacking that other short stick versus going hard against one of the long poles. Not uncommon. Thought about it there. Pulled it out, though.
Ooh. Shot by number 44, Max Manning for UT.
Yeah, and
I'm
not sure that was the best take. I think if, the coaches got an opportunity to talk to him on that, they'd coach him up differently.
Absolutely.
And Oklahoma now in the clear, changing some personnel out in the transition. Again, good strong ride from UT right now.
Yeah, pass made it there.
OU still got to get it in the box, and they do.
Now you got to think here, John. Oklahoma wants to take some of this time of possession and start getting a little bit more feel for their offense. They haven't seen the ball too much on their side of on the field yet, so I'd say a good long possession here and then the goal is what they're looking for.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a great point. You got to figure the defense is a little gassed on the other end of the field right now. Give those guys a break. Absolutely, and that's not necessarily going to do it for them. And again, we've got that over and back, and so immediate play.
We've got whistle there too,
and it looks like we got the first flag down. I'm assuming that's going to be a slash. I don't know for sure. We'll see what the call is. I didn't catch it, but it's a 30-second technical. May have been an interference call or a. Yeah, I didn't catch what the exact call was, but it was a technical. And we'll have our first man-up opportunity here for UT. So, we were just you brought it up. Great point. Get a possession here, and that's where a little bit of lacrosse IQ and understanding the tempo of the game, those types of things, more than just goals scored, really factors into the whole part of the game. Let's see what they got here.
Playing with a man advantage is a critical time to look to create offense. Gives obviously the advantage of having that one extra player on the field, or I guess Oklahoma having one less player.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna try to get some shots off here. See if they can capitalize on the penalty.
And it looks like we're even back up now. They counting some players here. Yep, we're back up. So it was a 30-second technical. Apologize for not seeing the referee's call on that to tell you at home what the call was, but
penalty was released, and now we're back to even strength.
And it looks like UT is very much. Oh, we got another flag. Looks like UT is very much, looking to kind of isolate initially, like you talked about, and kind of see where the matchups are. Now we've got a whistle as well. Off ball.
Let's see what the penalty is here.
Yeah. It could be came out of the box early on the penalty because it felt like a quick 30 seconds. So we got some kind of illegal procedure on Oklahoma. So maybe a substitution violation, or he came out of the box early on the penalty.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Substitution errors.
Again, like many games, the mental errors, are going to kill you because, again, they lead to possessions, they lead to opportunities. And, what we got to see here is if UT can go ahead and start capitalizing, especially early in the game. It's so important in a in a rivalry like this, before the game starts to just pick up a natural kind of rhythm to it, if you can get out on a good jump early, it's important. So we got to capitalize.
Builds momentum for sure. Swinging the ball around on their man up right now.
Yep.
Possibly setting up a play of some sort.
You bet. Starting to, looking to stretch the defense out a little bit and find those lanes, those passing lanes. There you have it. And that's it.
There's a goal.
There you go.
It's a goal for number 44, Max Manning of the University of Texas.
Yep. You got yourself a UT goal there. Very nice. Again, good ball movement. Found the lane, found the open guy, and he had a shot, and he, stepped in, ripped it, and put it in the 5-hole.
Yeah, it's a great shot placement.
Yeah. And again, we're back to the face at the end of goals or quarters and halves. Nice face-off there. Let's get it out to daylight. There you go. Finds the open man, and they got numbers if they hurry here. Well, good fast break defense for OU there. But again, difficulty with the clear. And UT's going to just kind of, well, maybe not. And goal again. Wow. Got to get out on the hands at some point, but conversely, 12 yards and out, didn't necessarily look like there was a screen. I didn't see, but maybe a little bit there he was screened. But,
that's just great shot placement.
You're right.
There.
Actually, yeah, now that we look at it in slow motion, absolutely. Offside low.
Yep, that was number 22, John King for Texas. A nice shot there.
Yeah, I think it caught even just a little bit of the pipe. So I mean, that's scoring against most goalies in the country on a shot like that.
Looks like White was holding the ball, so they reward the ball to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but now UT's got the ball, so
maybe not. Reb was holding.
Yeah, I think it was a off-ball kind of hole impeding the other player's opportunity to get in from the wing. No possession, obviously, so it's just a possession penalty, nothing more.
Nice save there.
Yeah. Again, I think that's probably a shot you'd want back if you had to do it again. Pretty wide coming down the alley, but nice long pass here. And let's see if, while UT's a little unsettled on defense, doesn't maybe have all the right personnel that they'd like in, if OU can capitalize. But to your point earlier, you're getting into a position here where you feel like you need to score right away, but by the same token, you've been playing a lot of defense.
Yep, they're definitely looking for a long possession here. They do want to obviously get some shots off during this possession. It's see what they're able to do here. Got 21 with the ball up top. Nice split dodge to his left hand.
We get the loose ball push, unfortunately, on UT for them. Could have been another short possession for OU.
See some good movement from Oklahoma up top. Steps into the shot.
Yep. Good save, though. Goalie standing tall.
Nice
standing
save,
tall.
nice
Good shot. Good save. You like to see that. Two players competing.
Yep, number 16, Leo Gutierrez on the shot there. Nice take.
Nice poke check. Good defense here. And OU goal.
That's what they wanted, exactly what they needed.
Yep, absolutely.
It's number 13, Kenny Van Spankeren.
Yep, started out on the wing play. Again, an initial good take, looked like a potential takeaway on a defense there, and catch them unsettled, which you see a lot of goals scored in an unsettled-like opportunity like that in lacrosse. And so good job by OU to recognize that.
Yeah, great look by Nate. Ray O'Connor, actually, for Oklahoma there, number 2, the attackman. Great assist there by him.
And again, we got a loose ball push by OU, so UT possession, which is so critical after, the other team's goal. If you're UT, to not necessarily allow them to get on a run, you get a possession here. Hopefully you can bump it out to a 3-goal differential again. If you're UT, from the OU perspective, you gotta think about, conversely, how you start winning some of those face-offs. UT, content to kind of just pull it out here a little bit, stretch the D out, and again take that short stick. Good dodge. Think you'd like the shot back.
Yep. That's right.
That's a good take there.
It's a nice save there.
Yep, both. Very nice.
Another great save by the Oklahoma goalie there. It's number 24, Nick Johnston.
And OU got numbers here. And score on the fast break. Unorthodox fast break, but nonetheless, they recognized they had the numbers in transition. Didn't allow UT to get their personnel on the field the way they'd like to, and so really just took it hard to the cage. Very good aggressive play.
Yep, that's a great finish, too, by Eddie Arnold. And the assist coming from number 20, Jack Hundley.
You may notice if you're at home, the netting on the cages is a bright lime green color. That signifies the recognition of Headstrong Lacrosse, headstrong.org. $11 million raised so far for cancer. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in the game. We'll circle back to it. But sometimes you'll see players with shoelaces that are lime green as well. It's just to raise awareness for a great organization. Again, headstrong.com.
.org.
Oh,
yeah,
.org, excuse me. Headstrong.org. Thank you. And there we have it. And we are just that quick. You're 3-3. So,
yep, some quick offense right there.
You're 3-0 at about 2.5, 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And now here you are tied up at 3-3. So that's one of the great things of the game, and it's one of the most frustrating things of the game, depending on what side of it you are. But you often hear that lacrosse can be a game of runs. Where teams string together, groups of goals and 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s sometimes. So you just saw it here. OU just ripped off 3, and they're right back in the game. The lesson back there for kids watching, it's never over truly until it's over in the game of lacrosse.
Yep, it's definitely a game of runs, and you want to keep that momentum going for you as long as you can. Looks like Oklahoma here clearing the
another
ball.
Break.
Fast break opportunity.
And they cut it off. UT getting that long pole in at the last second there to cut off that break. I'm not sure I wouldn't have pushed it there with only 15 seconds left, in the quarter, John. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I think I like their patience there. They don't need to. I guess they clear the ball up and.
Oh,
he did have a shot there at the end. Wow.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's never over till it's over, and that's the horn for the end of the first period. Hey, exactly what you'd expect from the Red River rivalry. So if you're tuning in on Go or Game Sports Productions, Game On Sports Productions. If you're tuning in and watching, we've got ourselves a good one here. And it's pretty much in keeping with this whole weekend of events as part of the Geico Patriot Cup that's been happening here in Frisco. We've had it, the weekend really started off with a great game, and John, I'll let you talk to that one a little bit, again, being a Texas high school alum yourself.
Yeah, John, the first game of the Patriot Cup was the Highland Park Scots, local Dallas high school team, powerhouse in the Dallas area, against the IMG Academy out of Florida. That game was last night. The final score went to 12-11. Both teams loaded with a bunch of collegiate or Division I, Division II, Division III, Men's College Lacrosse Association athletes or future athletes. A lot of really good talent out of both of those teams. And we had a close one there. It was 12-11 with IMG taking the victory yesterday.
Absolutely. And then earlier today, we got to watch a great one. A 10-9 Villanova beat Yale. Yale, I think, came in ranked 5. If I remember right, you were saying Villanova was 15 on most rankings, and that went into overtime. And that was a great finish. And then just before this, we had 17-6 SMU beat Arkansas. So it looks like we might be back to a tighter window here, but there's still a lot of lacrosse left to be played. And here we are at the start of the second quarter with the face-off. You'll notice teams switch sides. We've got a legal procedure, so once they get set, let's see what we. Once the players get set, they can't move until the ref blows a whistle on that face-off. And you had an OU player obviously flinching a little bit, jumping the whistle, anticipating it. Gave the possession to UT, but they weren't able to capitalize. And here's OU now changing out personnel. And we've got a whistle. We've got a UT player that is down. And that could be tough. I mean, you hate to see any player down, obviously. But let's hope it's not serious for at least UT's sake if you're a UT fan out there, because I'm pretty sure that's their Fogo.
Yep, that is their Fogo, number 23.
Yeah, and so
Jack Gilroy.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
he's had a little trouble with injury this year, so this is actually his first game back.
Okay.
And, hopefully it's nothing too serious, like you said, and they'll take a look at him over there on the sideline and get him back going.
And then conversely, I guess they've at least got some depth on the face-offs, although, again, that could be a precipitous drop-off for any team from that number one face-off guy to your 2 or 3 guy if you're fortunate to have a 2 or 3. Some teams just, scrape it together and do the best they can. So, again, we've got OU with possession here. Nice check by UT there, number 50, I believe it was. Good takeaway check.
And UT looks to clear the ball now.
There you go. Very nice clear again.
And they throw it away. It's going to be Oklahoma's possession.
Yeah, you can't afford the unforced turnovers. I know you got the UT player there signaling to the ref that it was tipped or glanced by a OU player, but he did not win his case. So hopefully that young man's not going to law school anytime soon. Got a long pass here as UT was in a press type of ride. And one of the ways to break that is that long pass by the goalie. But now we've got ourselves a ground ball fight here, and we got a push call, and it's going against UT, Oklahoma ball.
Now, if I'm Oklahoma here, I'm trying to get the ball to, like they just did there, trying to get the ball to number 13, Eddie Arnold.
Yep.
He's already had 2 goals on the day for him.
Yeah, you want to keep the hot stick hot, just like in basketball, get it to the hot hand, and so that was the right idea, but poor execution on OU's part. And let's see if UT can capitalize on that missed opportunity.
Seeing some aggressive defenses from both teams here. They're really pressing out on the adjacents.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, which puts a lot of pressure on that guy, who's on ball. But, hey, you want to play in a game like this. It's why you go to a programs like this. They know there's going to be some good out-of-state rivalries that run deep. Nice move and just generally all around good play. Goalie holding steady.
As you were saying about rivals, too, interestingly enough, UT played Oklahoma today in men's basketball, actually, and University of Texas broke their losing streak today with a win over Oklahoma.
Yep.
Oklahoma's been struggling on the basketball sides of things for the past couple of games, so.
Absolutely. We'll see if that plays out here. Who knows?
Yep.
Who knows? I know for those Texas fans, they're probably hoping we can pull a little good energy off of that, and I'm sure the OU fans are looking for a little redemption here tonight. So we'll see. We got a UT called timeout. And, so far, pretty good game, competitive, 3-3. Feels like each team is really just kind of trying to break out and, they just can't quite push through that last little bit. Is kind of the sense I'm feeling coming off the field here. But,
yeah, University of Texas came out pretty hot, starting off the game 3-0. And then, like you said, Oklahoma scores 3 in under 3 minutes. And it's a whole different ball game now. It's back to 0-0, if you will.
Right, absolutely. It's great to see the young fans in the stands here. And Mom, put down the phone, watch the game. There you go.
Yeah.
Got some fans in the house here. People enjoying themselves out on a long weekend, Saturday night. Great opportunity to watch some really good lacrosse here in a quality facility. So, again, if you're a young kid, you're not sure what you want to do in terms of your lacrosse future, great opportunities here, and you get to play in some really cool venues like this one in UT, where they were just out on the West Coast.
They were, yeah. They actually played University of California. And they also played Stanford on a road trip last weekend.
Right.
So, yeah, it's really, really interesting, really awesome opportunity for college players, like MCLA players, to get exposed and to big stadiums. They played in the Cal football stadium and the Stanford football stadium. So I'm sure that was an awesome experience for these players.
Absolutely. And we saw UT, unforced error there right out of the timeout. I'm pretty sure that's not how Coach Bachmeier drew it up in the timeout there. So, you got to execute the basics here, just like any other sport. So, again, some of you youngsters out there, I know you're watching lacrosse on the U or ESPN and see a lot of fancy stick work and stuff. But let me tell you, those players are putting in tens of thousands of hours over the course of a year on just basic overhand throwing and catching to allow them to then do those other unique things. So stay grounded in the fundamentals, kids. Ooh, that's a tough one, and what a nice save. Saw that ball very well.
Yep, that's number 10, Ryan.
Yep.
And we got a flag down.
Yep,
here.
I think we got with possession. We'll see how he calls it. Nope. Yep.
Push.
A little push.
So we'll see Texas's
Oklahoma,
University
21.
of Texas man up
Push.
unit
Yep.
here again. It's the second or third time we've seen him so far today. They're able to capitalize off one out of two, I think, so far. So.
Yep.
On these man-ups, you really don't want that ball to die in your stick. You want to get that ball in and out, keep it moving around, keep that defense shifting and moving.
Absolutely. Yep, great point. 1,000 and it's out, 1,000 and it's out. The ball moves faster than any person can on the field, and when you get that man advantage, you really got to keep the defense moving, and, they're not.
Nice save there.
Nice save. Probably would have liked to change the angle on the shot, kind of three-quarter high to high, stick side, but looking to paint the corners, so.
Absolutely, John. We haven't seen a lot of bounce shots out here yet, have we?
No, not many. But I think the one or two we have seen have all been goals. So, another point to you young kids. I mean, the bounce shot is a very forgiving one too, and so you shoot high. You don't bounce the ball. Your margin of error is not much. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But if you're shooting to bounce the ball and you shoot it a little higher, the bounce changes a little, but it's not like you're missing the net, the cage 2 feet high necessarily.
Exactly. It's not about how it looks. It's about the ball going into
nice.
the goal.
That was a quality shot on the run. I'm looking
Great
forward
placement.
to seeing this replay with some great placement. This is likely how you'd want to do it, kids, when you're watching this. Coming down, the alley and shooting far side, overhand three-quarter. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's a thing of beauty, right?
Absolutely. Pins the pipe right there. It's absolutely exactly what you want. Right over the top, release.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
Everything your coach would want to, say. That's the one you show in the clinic this summer. Go, this is how you do it, kids. Good competition here, and but UT has always seemingly been able to get it out and then possess. Yeah, don't stand flat-footed now. There you go.
Yep, that was a face-off win for number 9, Eli Cerroti. It's not their usual foe go, but like you said, sometimes the second and third guys got to come in and get the job done, and he was able to do it there that time.
Right, and like you had mentioned, the injuries beforehand, got those guys obviously some quality time and competition. So it's obviously not the first time they're out there taking it in a meaningful contest. And again, UT very content to just kind of pull it out, spread the field, widen the field, deliberate change, get the position, get the people on the field, the personnel, on the field that they want, and then start working matchups.
It's a good bounce shot there, just
Yep.
wide of the goal.
Yep.
The ball coming back on the field.
Yep.
And we resume play from X here.
Decent look. Execution could have been better, but the idea was the right idea. But again, ground balls, right? So, you can afford to be a little off on the execution. Oh, nice shot. As he was getting hit, going to the turf, I really thought that was going to completely just change the entire trajectory of the shot. I didn't think it had a chance initially, but seemed to work in his favor. And he wants more.
Yep, he was able to put it right by the goalie's ankles and get it by with a high velocity still, even after the impact. So
right.
It's a great shot. Way to get it off.
Yeah, nice bounce just inside the pipe. And I really think him moving really went into his favor because, the release point on that was kind of odd. It was hard for the goalie to really figure out when that ball was going to be coming out. Didn't allow him to pick up the ball as quickly as he maybe would have liked to have. So one of those things that just worked in his favor.
And Oklahoma won the possession, but they threw it away.
Yeah. So, winning the face-off and not getting an offensive possession out of it just isn't really what you want. Might look okay in the face-off stat column, but doesn't help you in the overall game. Again, you know, we see this out of UT, very deliberate at the very start of things. You know, kind of setting the chess pieces almost on the board, and then they get into it. Ooh, you'd like that shot back, yeah?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He did a good job of slipping off to the backside there, and the look was there. He's got to get that shot on cage. There's a good save. I mean, stick side high is not usually where your coach is telling you where to shoot the ball.
Yeah, but that was, again, OU. Yeah, OU coach has got to be catatonic at some point here with the multitude of unforced error. And yeah, I think he's calling a timeout right now to let his team know just exactly how he's feeling about this. Just way too many unforced turnovers, quite frankly, and they're lucky as well that UT hasn't capitalized as much as they have already on those errors. Because this easily could be a 8-3, 9-3 game with the amount of errors that we've seen so far. And that's not to say that UT has been error-free, but I think if we were look at the unforced error column, and you see the coach on the sideline right there, he's pretty hot.
Yeah, you got to think Mario's talking to his team, telling them how important the possession of the ball is. You want to really take care of it when you have it, and they can't afford to be throwing the ball away like that. I mean, unforced errors is a forced error is one thing, but an unforced error you just can't have that in a tight rivalry game like this.
Yep. Well, we got Justin Bieber heads in the crowd there. What do we got there? What's going on?
It's good to see the youth lacrosse community out here watching some collegiate talent play.
There you go. You got the high school king and queen of the prom here too. Good for them. Out enjoying a night, taking in some great lacrosse and supporting one of their loved ones there.
It's always good to have Gramps and Grandma up there watching.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's something, I mean, you know, the family component of this sport, you know, from literally the literal meaning of family, right, blood, to the familial nature of lacrosse, because as much of the growth as it's had, it's a very tight-knit community in that regard. And so it's just another reason why I know you and I both love the sport so much, but why it's so appealing to many people who are fortunate enough to get into the game. Because really, you know, you're many of these players, even guys you've competed with, you know, you almost view as your second family, your brother or sister in the girls' game as well, the women's game. So,
yep, that's absolutely right.
Great part of the sport. And again, you see the lime net there. To that end, you know, the headstrong.org, mentioned it earlier in the game, $11 million so far. And that stemmed from really a very just unfortunate situation with a Hofstra lacrosse player out of Long Island, New York, Nick, you know, ended up losing his life to a fight with lymphoma. And his family and his friends knew the passionate Nick had for the game. And really the whole lacrosse community gathered around that. And you know, like I said, up to date, you know, it's $11 million and going strong still. And so that, again, that's what those lime green nets signify.
Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, from California to New York to Florida, it's headstrong is everywhere. The whole lacrosse community knows about it. If you play lacrosse or you've been around the game of lacrosse, it's probably a familiar foundation. And, yeah, you can donate at headstrong.org. And any donations, I mean, I'm sure very appreciated.
Absolutely. Or you know, just go online and buy yourself or your kids a pair of lime green laces, you know, that have the Headstrong. It's kind of analogous to the pink ribbon, you know, during Cancer Awareness Month. You know, it's just, again, a way to show your support and provide some support to a great cause. So,
We got another timeout here. I think it was for timeout for Texas, but I'm not 100% positive. 5-3 here with 4 minutes left in the second.
Yep. And you see Coach Bachmeyer taking some exception there, going off screens. Probably better that our camera guys, great work zooming in on the huddle and then going out to the fans, because we don't want any lip readers out there. But I can tell you from our vantage point, Coach Bachmeyer is giving kind of that karate hand chop as he's explaining his side of whatever story he has to the refs there, leaving the off-field timeout to his many of his assistants there, and the kids are into the game, and it's a good one to be into. So, hey, feel free. You don't have to be at the game to take your shirt off and jump up and down. So if you get off your couch and get a little crazy at these timeouts, have a good time. That's what the sport's about. OU's playing a little pick game off ball there. You can tell they're trying to either get a matchup they want, or
yeah, 21 there drew the double and they left 13 just wide open from almost 5 and 5. I mean,
right. That's the ideal spot, right?
Yep. You got to catch that ball and curl towards, I call it a banana curl up towards the middle of the field and increase your shot angle. And
that's right.
The team might have had himself his hat-trick goal there.
Yeah, and he had time. You know, he definitely had time to do that. So, you know, sometimes it's just the awareness spatially, where you are and what's around you. Easy for us to say it up here, but it's a big part of the game. And so, you know, again, you youngsters out there, as you're you know, developing in the sport, the little things start to mean more and more the higher you go up. So, you know, if you're the number one kid on your junior high team here somewhere in Texas or out there in Oklahoma, just realize there's a number one kid somewhere else on his team, and he may be better than you. And so what are you doing to get better? It's the little things like that you just talked about, taking that extra step or two when you know you have time.
Absolutely. There's a tendency to just want to catch the ball and grip it and rip it, because that's what we're doing in the backyard. That's what we're doing for fun as kids growing up. But there's the little things, little hesitation moves, little changes of direction when you catch the ball that can really create some nice offensive opportunities for you.
Absolutely.
Might not be the prettiest goal, but it's a goal either way.
Nice shot and save.
Yeah, great save there.
All the way around. Nice sequence there. Good offensive sequence for UT. You know, you get the shot you want, and hey, you know, there's another team on the field, and they're competing too. So, you know, that's what it's all about. You like to see that. You got a loose ball push. Unfortunate there, because you had an unsettled situation. Let's see if OU could do anything off the whistle here, but doesn't look like it on the quick whistle. So. We got 2 minutes left in the half here, and it's been a good one. And well, I was just going to say this is about the time it happened last quarter, and you know, OU beat me to the punch.
Yeah, that was a great shot there, number 21, Kyle Frongwitz. Sorry, I'm gonna have to work with me on that last name pronunciation, but yeah, great dodge down the alley there, and even better placement by Kyle there.
And we got a flag down as well, and so this is a critical face-off, although it looks like it was
Texas 42 illegal body check.
Yeah,
1 minute.
so
illegal body check.
Yep. So if OU wins this face, they go right into their man-up offense. So pretty critical here, as you got a UT player in the box for a 1 minute penalty with 1:53 left in the first half here. And this is a huge face-off if UT can win it and possess it, which is key. Oh, you got to run through that. Yeah.
Ball's up.
And we got another flag against UT. You got to play smart, fellas.
Yeah, off that face-off there, I would say if Oklahoma won the ball, they want to push it in and get as much looks in their man-up situation as humanly possible. But if Texas came up with the ball, you definitely want to hold out that possession and try to drain out that man down opportunity and try to get back to even strength and have a better opportunity with the ball.
And this is really where you're going to need your goalie to come up big. You know, he's going to have to, you're basically saying now anything 10 yards and out, goalie, it's you. Because you got to keep those 4 guys, your 2 men down. You got to keep the 4 guys tight inside. Don't let anything off the crease. Yeah, tough. That's just a tough situation all the way around. But you know, OU capitalized. That's what they should do on that.
Yeah, they did a good job of moving the ball and making the rotations very far for the defense to get to. I mean, like you said, down 2 men is hard to defend for anybody in any team. But keeping that offensive OU keeping that offense spread makes it even harder, makes the rotations longer. And you see there Texas was unable to rotate down to the bottom left attackman, and number 2, I believe, capitalized.
Right, and it was a nice shot. I mean, he didn't have a whole lot of angle there, so you know, again, give it to the OU player for executing, and the team overall for executing that situation.
Again, Oklahoma, I mean, putting up points in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the quarter.
Yep, we got 42 seconds left here. We got looks like an equipment timeout of some sort.
See a lot of fire out of the Oklahoma team towards the end of the quarters here.
Yeah, and some of it has been, you know, UT a little bit self-induced, not so much on that first quarter, but clearly on this one with some of the penalties. You know, and hey, look, you know, every game's a little bit different, you know, different refs. They're going to call it a little bit differently. It's no different than maybe baseball, you know. Some guys got a smaller strike zone, a bigger strike zone. So, again, you know, part of the nuances of the game is being able to get an understanding, get a feel for how the refs are calling the game, and then playing within that. You know, you got to adjust as a player, because if you don't, you just put your team at risk, quite frankly. So we got OU 41.8 seconds left here.
See if they can get a look here before the half ends. Again, if I'm OU, I'm looking towards 13 for some offensive firepower here. He's had a great start to the game. He's got a solid first half so far.
Absolutely. It looks like they're going to just be content to move the ball, and they'll probably go into something here with about 20 to 15 seconds left and try to get that final shot. And it looks like they're going into it right here.
Oh, ball's on the turf. In front of the
critical ground ball.
It's got a loose ball push. It's going to Texas. Texas ball here.
Yep.
Out here on the wing.
We got 6 seconds. Probably going to cheap it.
Turn and shoot.
Let it rip. Oh, I thought they were going to sneak one in there. But ended a lot like the first quarter, too, right? You had that long clear, and you know, ball ended in UT's stick. And so, you know, we got ourselves a tie, just like it was at the end of the first quarter. And so, initial thoughts so far on the game, John?
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both sides of the ball. I mean, Texas is definitely, like you said, on offense, they're patient. They're getting their chess pieces into place before attacking and really setting up what they want to accomplish. And I think Oklahoma's just got a lot of fight in them right now. The ground ball battles are pretty even, and Their offense, I mean, it starts to click. You see spurts of it's a game of runs, really, just like basketball and many other sports. It's a game of runs, and Oklahoma's got when they're hot, they're hot. I mean, they're coming back and they managed to tie it up to 5. So that's all I can ask for right now, and we'll see what the second half has for us.
Right. Yeah. And, exactly what you'd expect from a rivalry like this. The OU, Texas rivalry. I mean, it's a renowned one. A lot of tradition, not only in this sport, but clearly all the other sports. Football being obviously one of the largest ones where it's most pronounced. But to the players, to the fans, to the family, to the people watching, the same passion I can guarantee you is being brought. And that's why I think you see it as being such a close game, just like you said. And so we're going to pause here for about the next 9 minutes or so and during the halftime break, and we'll be back at the start of what should be a absolutely exciting second half, and who knows, maybe it ends up being like the Villanova-Yale game where we get a little extra lacrosse in at the end of a great weekend. And so we'll be back in about 9 minutes. we've got ourselves an incredible 5-5 game here. Truly what you would expect, John, from the Red River rivalry. It runs deep here in this in this part of the country, and these guys have been going at it head-to-head. And excited to see what the second half brings.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was a great first start to the game, and we're looking forward to seeing what they can do here in the second half.
Great, and so here we are to start, and then nothing like it. Just like it started in the first half, it's starting up again. They're going at it hard.
Looks like University of Texas will have the first possession of the second half here. Looking to create offensive movement right away.
Yeah, again, got Drew to double, dished, pretty good take. Thought about it. Good move, got his hands free. I think he'd like the shot back.
Yeah, he's got to put it somewhere other than there. Anywhere but stick side high. Oklahoma looking to clear the ball here. We got a lot of movement up by the midfield line. And he's just going to send it down to his attackman. Uh-oh, we got the goalie out of the cage now. And 13 just wide with the shot there.
Yeah,
it's one of those you just want to toss it in there. If there's not some immediate threat, you just want to. It doesn't matter how fast the ball is going.
Right.
You just got to get it in that open net. It's amazing how many times people have the open net there and will just throw it over, throw it to the side.
Absolutely, and that's UT. And again, unforced errors here. Kind of been the story a little bit. Both teams in the first half. But I would say more so probably on the OU side in terms of the unforced errors. I think the errors for UT came more from the penalty side of things. If I had to kind of give a broad brushstroke of that first half, which is never fair, but
yeah, absolutely. And if I'm Oklahoma here, I'm trying to keep the possession for as long as I can. I mean, I'm not sure what the numbers were, but it seemed like University of Texas dominated the time of the possession the first half of the game. And as a UT or OU coach, I'm stressing that to my players that you can't win without the ball. So time of possession is vital.
Yep.
Looks like 22 stepped in the back of the
crease
right there.
Yep, another unforced error. And so if you had some themes maybe in the halftime, what would you be telling the guys on top of that possession?
I would say also stay aggressive defensively. You can't be caught sleeping off ball. You see some of the Texas offensive players setting picks and rolling off of them, and
right.
That's been creating some of these nice 10, 12-yard shots that University of Texas has been taking. So I would say make sure your off-ball defense is on point and ready to respond and be where they're supposed to be when the time comes.
Yeah, great point. And we got a flag again. I'm not sure. I'm going to I'm not a coach, so I can disagree, I guess, respectfully if I'd like. I just don't see the slash there necessarily, but maybe in slow motion. I'm willing to admit I could be wrong. But regardless, it is what it is, and looks like UT is going to have a man-up opportunity here pretty early on in the second half. And, again, let's see if they can capitalize. In games like this, you really got to start making the other team pay for their mistakes.
Exactly.
You got to drive the dagger.
Exactly. You can't have these mistakes happening and nothing come of it. You got to these opportunities when you're playing with an extra man. I mean, it's vital. It's vital to get good looks at it's not the first shot, it's the best shot, and the best shot should go in the goal. So we'll see what they have cooked up here for us.
Absolutely.
That to me looked like the first shot.
Right. Yeah. Move the ball, get it around, get the defense moving. Get them a little out of position and find that opportunity for the best shot. I like the way you put that.
And, I mean, defensively, you got to have your head on a swivel. You see some of the polls, all the polls have their sticks up in the passing lanes, trying to knock down those passes. It's a big part of the playing with the man down is getting your stick in the passing lane. And a lot of turnovers. They cause a lot of turnovers with that, with just picking off balls.
Yeah, critical. You know, and again, here you got, you know, UT with another error, but they're riding hard, and you can't quite see it off screen, but the UT's got their goalie out of the cage as well, playing, so they're in a 10-man ride, essentially, is what they call it, where every person, and that was a nice take and a nice ground ball there. Let's see if they can capitalize on this, get it to a shorty. And again, unfortunately, you got an unforced error here.
Yeah, you know, that 10-minute ride you mentioned, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I had all 10 players for Texas helping out with trying to stop OU from getting the ball into their offensive end, and they were able to stop them there. I mean, we'll see how effective it is for the rest of the half, or if they elect to stay inside the 10-man ride.
Right.
They're going to double the ball.
Yeah, I guess because they were still man up for a period there.
They were for about 5 seconds.
Okay.
And now it's
paid off. Good. Good possibly
double,
paid off, but
good double team there.
Yeah, but nonetheless, that's again. So unfortunately, what we're starting to see here is a little bit of the same team in the first half as the same team in the second half, and you got to be able to make adjustments. And again, I got to believe that Coach Bachmeier specifically talked to his team about penalties and the mistakes that are linked to those types of penalties. And that was a particularly bad one there. Just not a good decision.
Yeah, you got to work smarter, not harder. I mean, you're putting yourself in a man down when you're just taking a crazy stick check like that, uncontrolled, not knowing where it's going to land. It's not the smart decision to make. Puts your team in a position where now you're playing with one less guy, and then you see opportunities unfold from there.
Yep. That was a nice little hitch there. He moved to the top side of the cage, giving himself bigger opportunity, increasing the angle, but you got to get it on cage there. Remember my high school coach always yelling, 6x6, son. Hit the cage. Old Dick Skillman from Merrick, New York. Rest in peace. Number 13.
Yep, there he goes. I think that's his hat-trick goal there for him.
Starting to see a little bit of a trend here.
A nice shot from about 13, 14 yards out. Low to high.
Yep.
Looks like he snuck it right past the goalie's ear.
Yep. Stepped into it nice. At this point, if you're at the UT, I know the coaches, I know they're telling guys you got to get on 13's hands, and you got to get on them quick. You give him that space, and you just give him free hands, and he's a threat.
Yeah, nice job by Oklahoma capitalizing on the man-up opportunity there. And, as for Oklahoma, you'd like to see them win some more face-offs. I know, not sure exactly how many they've won today, but seems like on the wing play has been dominated by University of Texas so far. And there you go. We got a nice defensive stand there to reward the ball back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, and if you can't win the face-off outright, that wing play is so critical. And it paid off there for OU in terms of, ragging the ball, staying on them, not giving them a window or anybody to throw to without it being contested. And so, you got to give your hats off to the effort there. We're on goal line extended.
Both teams look like they're coming out a little bit more aggressive than they did in the first half with the offensives. It's like they're not really settling in, and they're just getting it to a guy, and he's going. So
right.
I feel like the pace of play has sped up a little bit in the second half. And we got another flag down. I'm not 100% sure what it was for, but...
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of a slash maybe off the ball. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, we saw 48 holding his head there. Hopefully he's all right for Texas.
Oh, we got I guess a call tripping call, but So the number of opportunities here, man up. OU is capitalized, and UT is yet to this half. So we'll see what they can do. As we go ahead, we adjust some personnel. Really like to see some good tempo with the ball, throw it with conviction, move the ball, get the defense moving. There you go. That's a good man-up offense right there. Very nicely done, and even though he didn't have a great angle, right, that goalie, is also moving with that ball. That's the other thing for these young players when you're out there, Yeah, you're moving the defensive players, but that goalie is also moving where his feet aren't set. He doesn't get a good opportunity to see where the ball's coming, the release point. So critical.
Yeah, it was a great finish from number 22 there for Texas. He finished the ball down low.
Yep.
And like you said, it was hard for the goalie to get there. He was bouncing around, moving left to right from the ball. I mean, the ball started all the way on the left wing and moved its way back to the guy from behind who turned the corner and finished. So
yeah,
ball movement on the man up is absolutely critical.
Yeah, we got the refs checking something here. Maybe there's a problem with the UT net. I'm not sure. Taking a look. And yeah, they're down there looking at the net. I think the UT goalkeeper may have had a concern with it. Looks like the ref has gone over, checked it out, and he doesn't seem to be as concerned, and so we're going to continue play here. And we're tied up 6-6, 8:18 left in the third. And, again, I think this one's going to just come down to last possession type of game here, potentially, unless somebody can get a good run here and then keep it.
Absolutely. We're definitely in for a good one here. It's what you would expect from a serious rivalry.
Very nice. Very nice. I like that. They hadn't all the other times, and to your point about it feels like the tempo of the play is picking up a little bit. UT was still running people off, getting personnel. But, capitalized on that unsettled situation, and, maybe they lulled OU into kind of a pattern, where OU didn't necessarily have that sense of urgency there, and UT capitalized on it with right on the doorstep. So good look and good finish.
Yeah, great look by number 41 there. He kept his head up with the ball. That's half the battle you see with younger players today is that they'll beat their man and they'll have their head down, and there's a guy wide open cutting towards the goal.
Right.
And luckily there for Texas, 41 had his head up and was able to find his buddy Jabari Garrett, number 12, for the goal there.
Yep.
It's a nice connection.
And you can't see it because you can't see the full screen, but UT's in that press 10-man ride, and the goalie is trying to shoot for the goal, and he scores.
And he scores.
It's a high-risk, high-reward type of opportunity there, and a decision by UT. And I'll tell you, you see a 10-man ride sometimes, and it's not often, though, that you see the goalie break it with a goal.
Yeah, no, that is not something you'll see in your everyday lacrosse game, I'll tell you that.
No, but, hats off to the OU keeper. There it is, right there.
I mean, hey, that's a goal for him. I bet you he feels pretty good about it.
Right.
He can go and look at some of his defense plays and say, hey, I got one.
Yeah, that was about an 80-yard goal.
Yeah.
Again, not something you'll see often, and
if you're the UT goalie, you're pressing out on the ride, but you got to also be conscientious of how far you're getting away from the goal circle.
Right.
You want to press. If you're pressing out, you want to press on the guy that's deepest or closest to you, and not be running off to the sideline. Or
absolutely,
wherever.
Absolutely. And to OU's credit, they've done a good job on the last two of kind of running the goalie off, right? So they recognized exactly what you were saying, and that's that chess match that you see kind of unfolding there with that. So hats off to OU on that. Good job. Broke the 10-man, and we're now tied up 7-7 and 6:40, 45, and they're in it again. And oh my!
That was another close
I was
call.
going to say, you got to be kidding me, because I would be willing to bet never in lacrosse have back-to-back goals been scored by a goalie
on that type of play.
On any play.
On any play.
And nice.
Ooh, nice shot.
I mean, this one here, you know, again, under pressure. Hands not necessarily free per se, but recognize that and use the defender to his advantage, almost as a screen here, coming off of it. And I don't think the goalie, you know, that close in, he needs every amount of time seeing the ball coming out of that offensive player's stick, and you don't get it there.
Yeah, he did a great job wrapping it around the defender there, and he was ready to shoot right out of his roll. You saw him, like, there was no hesitation at all.
Great
coming
point.
out of his dodge. Coming out of the dodge, you got to be ready to get the ball out of your stick, high velocity, and that's exactly what he did there.
Yep, great point. Again, very competitive at the X, but UT seems to always come out with it here. Just kind of an unfortunate one there. He kind of kicked it. I don't know if he did so on purpose, and a little bit too much gas on that, and it's out of bounds. So whoever it was off of last, the opposing team gets the possession. We've got OU down here again, just as you would expect, because, I mean, they've got to score a goal now, right, to keep it the way it's been,
Exactly.
you know, tie it back up. I mean, we wouldn't expect anything different.
Yeah, exactly. It's been going back and forth so far, goal for goal this quarter so far. So we'll see if that continues here. It looks like 10 here for Texas was able to come up with a nice stop. That's a critical ground ball there. See who comes up with it here. Still live. There we go. Texas with the ground ball.
There we go. And they're able to clear it and get it in the box. And looks like they're going to change out some personnel here. Looks like they're going back into kind of the tempo of the first half, where, you know, we're going to get personnel and we're not going to try to push it too much in transition here. So you see some players running on and off the field.
Yeah,
if they push it here, they got numbers, though. They got numbers. Let's get people moving and see if we can't create some offense. So,
yeah, Texas looking to get some fresh legs on the field for sure. And like you said, they had numbers there. I mean, substitution's critical. You can't have, if you're Oklahoma, you got to be, if one guy's coming off and you're running with them, you got to have the other guy ready to go right away. Otherwise, it created a unsettled situation where there's an advantage for the offensive team.
Absolutely.
Like you saw there. It's a nice lift check by the defender there at 37. That's a good traditional check to use. Lift the bottom hand of the offensive player.
Oh, very nice. And again, just like you had mentioned on the previous goal, coming right out of a dodge and looking to shoot or pass right away, and obviously took the shot here. And so I think this is the first 2-goal spread we've had since, I mean, I can't remember when, maybe early in the first quarter when UT went up, you know, on that early run. So let's see, you know, again, face-offs. This is where face-offs are critical, especially as more and more time runs out in the game and you don't have time to make up for not getting multiple back-to-back possessions. So we'll see if UT can remain somewhat dominant. It's probably too strong a word, but definitely in control of the X and the wing play.
And there is Oklahoma with the win there.
There you go. It's critical.
Yeah, they're really looking to get one here. Try to cut the lead down to 1.
Okay, you can't let that happen. I mean, if you're a defense, he just ran through 3 guys, so somebody's got to stop the ball. They're lucky they didn't come away with an OU goal there if you're a UT player or fan out there.
Yeah, UT defense, I mean, you got to You gotta take the body there, not the stick. If we saw 3 guys just going for the stick check, and he just ran right through him, ran right by him.
Yep. Breakdown, good angle. We got the shorty on shorty back here at X. So let's see if OU can capitalize on that. Now we're doubling up. Oh, that was it was a penalty.
Yeah, 2 flags down now.
Yep.
Play will go on.
Play will go on, but got to get that check down. But he definitely saved the goal there on that back door. And again, though, we find UT and we got another flag up here, up almost by the I'm not even sure what we got going on.
Got to get these refs some more flags.
Yeah, that's one thing we definitely have to do. So it's going to take a minute, I think, for them to sort it out themselves, what they've got. But worst case, if you're UT, you could be 3 men down. Worst case.
Yeah, worst case.
Hopefully one guy got all 3 penalties. That's probably not likely. But even then, you'd have if one guy gets 3 penalties, I think the in-home has to serve one of them, so that you're at least 2 men down.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here. Looks like right now we got 3 goals goalie.
Yeah, right now UT's at least got personnel on the field as if they are already capitulating to the 3 men down. So, I mean, this is
a tough place to be defensively.
Yeah. I mean, if you're OU, you have to come out of here with a goal. And if you're not, and you don't come out with a goal, you could potentially end up pointing to this being the momentum kind of thing that really lets another team bust out.
Yeah, if Texas gets fortunate here and you see a save or an unforced error like we've seen throughout this game from both sides, I mean, you're just lucky. You're lucky if you're down 3 men,
right,
and you're able to get the ball back and retain possession.
Yeah, the best thing you can hope for here is either a completely unforced error, if you're UT, or a poor shot or an incredibly insane save that gets you possession, and then
Texas 38.
Hopefully you can possess it on your offensive end or even get it to your offensive end.
Illegal substitution, 30 seconds.
Yeah, so UT's man down for at least 30 seconds, and then, if they're able to survive the first 30 seconds, they'll be 2 men down for the remaining 30 seconds.
Oh, it looks like they're actually 2 men down.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Now.
There you go.
That
so
fourth
they got
player just come on.
Yep.
So, yeah, even if you do get the ball back, you have essentially one midfielder to work with on the other side of the ball. So
right.
See if Oklahoma can capitalize on this man-up opportunity. I know this is a critical one, and we're getting into that last 3 minutes of the quarter where we've seen a lot of firepower from them. So
exactly, and that's the thing. If you're an OU fan sitting at home right now, or wherever you are in the world, you got to feel pretty good about this because it's about the 3 to 2 minute mark is where, if we could graph OU's scoring throughout the game. The last 3 minutes of each of the quarters has probably been their most dynamic and the most high-powered in terms of goal scoring.
Yep, absolutely.
And now we're back to 3 men down again. So I guess UT tried. Can't blame them, right? Nope, now we got another guy coming in. So we're doing a lot of personnel changes here at the last second. And I'm sure the UT coach has got a reason for it.
I'm thinking if you're Texas defense here, of course you're 2 men down, but you got to respect 13. He's already fired off a couple from 12, 13 yards.
You're exactly. We got a whistle. I'm not sure for what. OU guy is kind of both players are like, well, what are you talking about? So we're going to find out. But to your point exactly, I was thinking in a situation like this. High risk, high reward, of course, but I would almost maybe shut off 13 and just go into the triangle and see if they can see if OU won first, how long it takes for them to kind of recognize it, right? Which you would think wouldn't be too long.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you shut off 13, and then now the offense is dealing with a situation they're not used to. I mean, it's not very often, unless it's a fast break, that you're going on a 4-on-3 down at the bottom, or 4-on-2. Sorry, excuse me, down at the bottom. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Okay, but now UT, I haven't seen a penalty call, but UT only has three guys on the field again. So I don't know what. I got to be honest. I apologize if you're sitting at home, but not getting a lot of hand and arm signals from the ref to help us decipher what's going on here, and we can't read their lips. So, but what I can tell you is UT's 3 men down right now. That I do know. I can count up to 3. Tell you, good ball movement, but UT is nice save there. I'm telling you, if you're UT, you couldn't have hoped for anything better. If I were the goalie, I probably would have stayed in my crease a little bit longer.
Yeah, he did not need to rush out of the goal circle there. I mean, you're granted 4 seconds from the time the ball makes it into your stick. So there's no
right. He was a little quick, I thought, getting out because again, every second here is going to count on this. Yeah. Now, if you're UT, you just got to run to daylight, and your players have got to fight to get to you and provide you an outlet. 22 in a corner right now. If we had a wide screen, you got to get to him. He's got 3 guys on him now.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm OU, I'm going and I'm getting 2 guys and I'm pressing out on the ball, pressing out on the adjacents, and hoping to cause a turnover. And
I think we're now even up. We're even up, and UT killed a penalty, and I'll tell you what.
That's
if you're UT and you could score a goal here in the last 125, or even come out with 2, like I said, that this could be something we point to later on in the game as a momentum changer. But we'll see. Again, it goes back to making them pay for their mistakes, and I think you got to chalk that up into, even though it was a very good save, pretty decent shot as well, you got to chalk that up into the mistake category.
So nice save there.
Yep.
Shot from about 12 yards out.
Yep. To OU's credit, you could come down here and kind of hang your head a little bit, but they're not. And so, good for them. And again, it's just indicative of the rivalry and how deep it runs between these 2 storied programs.
Absolutely, and we've already seen the ability for them to score quick goals too, as well. It's not being down 2. I mean,
nothing.
That can happen in no time.
Right.
Texas cannot feel settled right now. They need to keep playing as if it's 0-0. Keep playing as if everything's on the line, because it really is still. There's a whole other quarter of play to go.
Absolutely. Pretty good possession here, but good defensive possession too. I mean, this is one of those where both teams very well done.
That's a nice ground ball there by 36 for Oklahoma.
Yep, with good strong ride. Okay, and here we are, end of the 3rd, and we got your Texas Longhorns 9 and your Oklahoma Sooners 7. As we go into our possibly final quarter of play, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get some extra lacrosse here today, because it's been that kind of game, and I was really expecting OU to make that run, especially when they went up 3 men. I really was expecting that again, I got to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, hats off to UT, but then again, as it came back into the other end, you got to give the OU defense some credit too for shutting that down on a good defensive stand down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, UT's would be lying if they said they thought that they were going to get away with that 3 men down without a goal being scored on them. I mean, but luckily they had number 10, the goalie, bail him out, so to speak, and then they were able to kill the penalty and really just run the ball out for the rest of the half. But yeah, we'd like to see Oklahoma defense continue what they're doing and see what we have here in the 4th quarter as we get the players coming out.
Absolutely. And just before we were clipped to the highlights of that quarter, you know, you saw Coach O'Grady with the offensive unit, pretty passionate, talking to his guys, I'm sure, imploring them to, you know, have consciousness of the clock and the greater kind of game management sense there at the end of the quarter, and really trying to get a better shot than what they maybe did at the end of that quarter. You kind of saw him pointing up to the clock as he was speaking in what appeared to be a fairly impassioned manner to his players. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I've known Coach O'Grady for about 21 years now. He's got a lot of lacrosse experience, and he knows that when you're up like this, I mean, every possession counts. You want to have long, lengthy possessions and keep that lead where it's at. You don't want to give the ball back to the other team and present them with an opportunity to close the gap or even take the lead.
Absolutely. And here we are at the start of the fourth quarter. OU with the possession, it appears. Let's see if they can get an actual offensive possession out of this. Ball still in the long stick's hands. You want to get it to a shorty eventually here, and he does that nicely. And they get the ball in the box, and it looks like OU is going to have the first possession of the fourth quarter here to start what could be the ending quarter of the game.
Yeah, OU needs to stay calm and cool and collected here. I mean, I know there's a sense of urgency because you're down 2 and you're in the fourth quarter, but I mean, 14 minutes is a lot of time. You got to still run a efficient and smart offense. You can't be forcing passes, forcing decisions.
Right.
You want to let the play come to you, and the open opportunities will present themselves.
Yeah. And you know, that comes with experience, a little bit of maturity, right? Because especially in a game like this, you know, we've talked about it, the Red River rivalry, and you know, you feel like you don't want to, you don't want it to get to 10-7. So I got to score, you know, because we can't let these guys beat us. It's such a big game. It's such a rivalry. And, you know, sometimes you can let it get a little bigger than it needs to be at times, and finding that balance is tough. But you're exactly right with the way they should be going about it. You know, and UT here, you know, too early to start slowing it down for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure the offense here is still looking to put on some points. I mean, even like you said, this rivalry, they'd like to win by as many as possible, either side. So,
right.
I don't think they'll be laying off the gas too much.
Right.
On either side of the ball.
Right, but you know, again, as the time starts to tick away, you know, plays differently in different people's heads. You know, you start getting tight because you don't want to make the mistake. So yeah, just play the game you've been playing your whole life. You know, the ball is still 8 inches in circumference, right? You know, the goal is 6 feet by 6 feet. You know, which is 1,584 square inches or something close to that, you know. The game's the game. It ain't changing. So just play it the way it's supposed to be.
I know the OU coach would probably like to see a little bit more off-ball movement from his offense here. Got a little bit. We got a guy cutting through there. That opened up an opportunity. So it's funny when off-ball starts moving, you start to see open looks. I mean,
Right. And you know, if that possession, though, was indicative, it looks like they're going to try to put this on the back at number 13 a little bit for OU. And so, again, you know, that may be something that UT wants to maybe think about as we get a little closer toward the end. Maybe you go into a shutoff. You know, you've been playing man all game anyway, so it's not like going into a shutoff is going to fundamentally change anything per se in your defensive scheme. And that one is going to be one that is probably, I'm betting, non-releasable. That penalty is going to hurt.
Yeah, that was behind. That was from behind for sure.
From behind,
a little bit high too.
Cross check, and it took the guy's helmet off. Non-releasable. So he just got a 2-minute non-releasable. And so for those of you who may not be as familiar with lacrosse, typically your regular, I'll call it run-of-the-mill penalty. As soon as a team who's on the man-up opportunity, if they were to score, that penalty automatically is released, whether it's 5 seconds into the penalty or 10 seconds or however long at the face-off. This one is non-releasable. So UT could score 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter, and they remain man up for that full 2 minutes. So this is a huge opportunity, almost similar to the one at the end of the quarter where OU was up 3 men. Almost similar. The opportunity that it presents for an offensive kind of bump here. And there's your first one. First one of how many, I don't know, but that's your first one for sure, sports fans. So,
yeah, it was a nice shot there by number 24 for Texas. And, it goes back to the non-releasable. It goes back to playing smart. You can't, when you see the guy's back and he's right on the sideline, there's a temptation to hit him out of bounds, yeah, but you got to do it from the side or in front of him. And make sure you're not. If you see his numbers in the back of his head, the back of his helmet, it's not the time to be pursuing contact with him. You want to get yourself in a position where you can hit him in the chest, hands together. You don't want to hit him from behind and cause this situation where now they're down a man for 2 minutes.
Now what is this? UT got a delay. Oh, this is huge. Not sure how that call was made because what I saw was an OU guy on the wing, and I was counting it up, and I'm like, oh, well, OU's making a mistake. They're thinking it was released, and I saw the OU guy run off at the last second. So I'm not sure how that penalty came about, but regardless, it is what it is, and you got OU who's got the ball here. And taking an incredible opportunity away from UT. Now I gotta think, I think the ball will be out on the wing at about the 20-yard line. Am I right? When it comes back into possession here. So look for UT to probably double the ball coming out of this timeout, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so as well. They got an extra man. And I would say they got to press out on the adjacents a little bit and try to cause a turnover for right off the whistle.
Yep. You got Coach Bachmeyer there talking to the long poles, and I'm sure that's what I would think that's what he's talking about. I don't want to say I'm sure that's what he's talking about because, again, I'm not a lip reader except for very few words that I'm not going to mention because we're live streaming. But I got to believe he's going to put 2 long poles, and your best 2 long poles on the ball coming in. And then, everybody else shut off. Again, though, high risk, high reward. So it's a decision for sure. It's not okay, so it's out on the right wing here at the 15-yard line. But let's see what they do.
13 starting with the ball here for Oklahoma. I think that's a pretty solid decision there made by the coach probably.
Right. And so they're not doubling per se, but
they are pressing off the adjacents.
They are cutting off the adjacents, so it looks like they put their number one defenseman in a takeaway situation with the early slide. So, again, high risk, high reward. They're looking at it. They're up 3, and I think they took a little more of the kind of safer route, which is, it's a call, right? That's okay. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
That would have been an ESPN top 10 highlight.
Absolutely, yeah.
Had he scored there.
Just got unlucky with hitting the pipe there.
Yep, and I think UT was pretty lucky that they didn't get a hold there, too. Ooh, nice stop.
Good ground ball there. Risky.
Keeper's got room. And they got the fast break numbers.
Yep. And UT will have to keep a midi back here with the goalie going over the midfield line.
Yep. And they're getting personnel on the field again. So, it's probably at about this time where you start getting comfortable slowing. I don't want to say, I hate saying slow it down, but kind of to your point earlier about don't take the first shot, take the best one, in that man-up situation. So while we're not in a man-up situation, clearly you really got to make sure you are taking quality shots at this point in the game. And the possession has to start playing into it a little bit more, I think. Even to the extent we haven't seen it yet, and that's not the pass that you want.
Yep, he forced that one.
Right.
I saw the look. It was coming around from X, so they were trying to get a little sneak around the corner.
Yep.
But,
and it looks like UT, again, got lucky because OU did not make them pay for that mistake. But to what I was saying earlier, I mean, even to the extent of, we haven't seen it yet, but put the 30-second shot clock on them. So we'll see.
It's a nice job last time around having that stick up in the passing lane and knocking down that pass.
Yeah, yep. Give the OU guys some credit. Absolutely. Coming down the alley. Looking to find the matchup that they're comfortable with here. Looks like they're going to try to bring the shorty. I thought they were going to try to bring the shorty behind the cage there, run him behind the cage. UT's a little flat-footed off the ball, except right there.
So, yeah, that was a great cut.
Oh, and we just got a penalty there,
that was a great cut by number 8.
It was.
There. I mean, the way I think about it is if you're off ball and you see the back of your defender's head, that's when you need to call for the ball.
Yep.
It's the best time to do it. He's not looking at you. He's ball watching. As the common term goes, but. That was a great job by number 8. He recognized the guy was locked on the ball, and his guy was eyes were locked on the ball, and he made a cut towards the goal and took a nice shot.
Yep, and drew the penalty, which I got to be honest, as a former defensive guy, I definitely didn't agree with that call necessarily. But again, nonetheless, the call is a call, and if you're in the fourth quarter and you're playing and you haven't figured out how the refs are calling a game yet, you don't deserve to get the call anyway.
Exactly. Yep. Not a bad take there.
Yeah. I think he would have liked to set his feet a little bit better. It looked like he was just a little off balance with that. His feet weren't quite set, but good take nonetheless. See this here? I think he's going to step in. There you go. Bounce that a little bit. But, 2 good looks. There you go. Pop that thing around. No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I'd like to see 24 there. No one step to him. I mean, you got to take 2 steps in there and just crank the ball at that point. I mean, you got to force a defender to come to you.
Right.
Otherwise, I mean, you're just taking up space out there. You got to force that defender to come to you, and it looks like Oklahoma will throw the ball away, and it will be going back to Texas.
Yeah.
So that's killing them right now. I mean, they've got the ball back a couple times, and they're working the ride and not able to get the ball down to their offensive zone. So, I mean, that's going to be killer. They need to, if they want a chance back at a comeback here, they really need to get the ball down to their offensive players and have a good possession with a nice goal.
Right. You got to just take care of the ball, and, way too early to say how this game's going to end up, but if UT were to win this game here, I gotta believe on the bus ride home back to OU, they're really gonna be kicking themselves a little bit here because they didn't help themselves any. Oh
man, you got to throw a fake there. I mean, that's a thing you see with younger players too. Very often is that you did everything right. You beat your defender, you got top side, you came in front of the goal, and then you had one person to beat, and you don't throw a stick fake. You just gotta be watching. The goalie's looking right at your stick.
Right, matching
your
it.
stick.
Yep.
So it's I mean, one little stick fake, and then you can finish that, bury that. I like to shoot opposite corner. If I'm faking top left, I'm finishing bottom right, or opposite side right. It's
absolutely
another good save by the Oklahoma goalie there.
Indeed. And the other thing in a situation like that too, it seemed like he had a good 3 or 4 yards where he was completely unmolested. He beat his guy. There wasn't a slide. And so sometimes just slowing down at that final point, versus keeping that same speed and just recognize and let it slow down just a little bit to have that thought process that you were just talking about there.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's definitely easy to say on this side.
Absolutely.
On this side, things. You know,
Certainly.
you get that wide-eye feeling of, oh, I got the wide-open shot. But
Yep.
He definitely had some room to work with there.
But again, you know, OU not able to clear the ball, so you got to, you know, hats off to UT for a very, very tough ride all day today, and it hasn't changed yet. And OU just not being able to handle that effectively, at least not in a consistent manner. Oh, and that's a tough shot to shoot sidearm. You know, you're coming down the alley. You really want to try and get that overhand because the momentum of your body already is drawing that ball off its course, so to speak.
Yeah, you really define the odds there shooting that ball sidearm down the alley.
But that was a nice play right there by number 13, and so.
Yeah, I think there's a little hesitation move or
Yep.
maybe a hitch coming over to the top side. Just running through stick checks, too. That's half the
Yeah.
battle. I mean,
Yeah.
You see 23 for Oklahoma coming ready to slide, but he just gets there a little bit too late.
Yep. Shoots it offside, you know.
Yeah, offside hip.
And I don't know if it's me or it's just, you know, the tempo or the play, but I'm getting the sense that the OU defense is a little gassed. Guys are running through checks a little bit better at the UT end, not able to clear the ball, and slides are not coming as quickly as I think they did up until this point in the game. And that goes to the possession piece that we saw early on. So, you know, we'll see. You know, that could play out here in the last 4:20. You got to protect the ball.
Yep,
I mean, you just got to protect the ball there. You can't be hanging your stick and getting lackadaisical with the thing.
Yeah, you got to run away from pressure there. I mean, see if Oklahoma can clear the ball here. This is critical for them to get the ball down to their attack men, their offensive midfielders, and really try to create something.
And
yep,
UT ball offside. UT.
And they got an opportunity here. Looks like they get a shot off and
Yep.
they'll back it up.
They do.
11-7 with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left.
Exactly. And
Quite the ball game.
Yeah.
Number 40's got no one on him right now.
Oh, pipe. Yeah, again, it just seems like UT's, again, maybe I'm attributing it to the, you know, the time of possession, playing a lot of defense, you know, so I don't know if that's really it, you know, but, you know, the first thing that goes, you know, when you start getting gassed is, you know, you start losing a little discipline in terms of team defense, slides are slow, feet aren't moving like that right there, the way they were in the first half.
Yeah, that was a nice split dodge
It
there
was.
by 43. From,
Very nice.
Right to left. You really shook him over there.
But yeah, hey, I mean, this game is really much in keeping with, like we said, the other 3 games of this Patriot Cup event, which has just been a great event. You know, again, to recap, you had Friday night.
Highland Park.
IMG. You know, beat Highland. You had the 10-9 overtime thriller, Villanova upsetting Yale. You had the Arkansas SMU game, which I think was more competitive than the 17-6 score shows. And then you've got this one, which anybody who's been watching, you know, you don't need us to tell you this has been a competitive game, back and forth, tightly contested, contest of wills, really.
Now, if you're Oklahoma here, you got to get that ball back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crunch time. This is what they've been doing all game. Is they've really capitalized in the last couple of minutes of the quarters. So I mean, if there's any time to put the foot on the gas now and really start.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah, you need a replay of the first quarter if you're OU.
Exactly.
There's anything less ain't getting you there in time.
Yep, and it looks like they'll take their offensive midfielder and just have him run up the ball there.
We still got to get in the box.
Yeah,
so
haven't got a touch yet. There we go.
There we go. And that's exactly it. I mean, that was a good take,
Yep,
you know.
good take, nice backup.
I'm still not sure if I'm not shutting 13 off. I got to be honest. You know, again, you're in a man, so who cares whether you're playing 5-on-5 or 6-on-6. Oh, nice save.
Low angle shot.
Low angle shot.
Nice shot by all means, but
right.
still very, very low angle there.
Yep. Keeper really stood his ground. You know, good angle, too, taking away the angle, what little bit was there. Not leaving a lot of room for the shooter.
1 minute and 40 seconds left in the game.
I thought I heard a whistle there, but apparently not. So now, I'm not sure. I think UT has a timeout here as well. Not that I'm suggesting they should take it, but in the event that there's a double and a guy, like in that situation, a guy gets in trouble, although it's not going to matter because we got a flag down, and this one's going to hurt because I'm pretty sure it's a 1 minute penalty.
Yeah, I think it might have been a push. Slash, actually.
Yeah, and so you got a minute 20 left. You know, if you're UT, you're just possessing the ball.
Yeah,
don't even shoot.
Yeah, there's not even a reason to shoot at all.
You know, take the ball out, you know, wherever you want to take it to. Make somebody come out and play in W, and then, you know, just make sure you're giving adjacent help, which shouldn't be too difficult because you're man up.
See the Texas sideline looking pretty excited about.
Feeling pretty good, but you know,
I mean,
stranger things have happened.
Exactly, 4 goals.
Four goals in a game of lacrosse, but clearly the window of opportunity is shut, and you see Coach Bachmeyer with that just small group. He's only got the man-up unit with him, right? There's not anybody else really talking about it. I'm sure that's what he's having to mentally think through right now, you know. Make good decisions with the ball, you know.
Yep, let OU come out and pressure, and if they want to. I mean, you already got an extra guy on the field. I mean, it's just it's a matter of giving the guy with the ball help if they do press out, and if they don't press out, I mean, just hold that possession, and there'll be 20 seconds left in the game after that. And
absolutely.
Smooth sailing.
And so, you know, we're getting close here. Again, it's been a great weekend of lacrosse here in Texas at the Patriot Cup in Frisco, Texas. Game On Sports Productions, live streaming. Texas High School Lacrosse League started off the weekend. Got a great crew here with Fred Garner, the producer here at Game On Sports, and 3 great cameramen doing a great job to bring everybody who couldn't make it here the next best thing, enjoying some really great lacrosse and a phenomenal rivalry that I can tell you has only grown deeper because of this contest today.
Absolutely. You got to give credit to Oklahoma. I mean, this was not an easy win for Texas by any means. I mean, they came out firing. It was tied up at the end of the first, tied up at the end of halftime, and this time around, Texas has got some momentum.
And I think that's the dagger with a little extracurriculars afterwards. Let's just keep it clean.
Yep, show some class, respect the game.
Yep. But you better bet, again, like I said, that's going into the memory bank because they'll see each other again. It's the beauty of the rivalry. So, you know, think great shot.
Great shot, yeah.
Yeah, but you see the extra little something at the end, and again, you just want to, like you said, respect the game.
Respect your school, respect your team, respect the game.
Yep. So we got just under 30 seconds left here. 12-7, the Longhorns of Texas up against their rivalry, the Oklahoma Sooners. And I can tell you, not on your screen, but the UT players and fan base who traveled here for the game, starting to feel it a little bit now on the sideline. Rightfully so, deservedly so. Got to be happy overall with the performance coming in 1-3, critical game, could really change the trajectory of the season going forward. And I'm sure that's what the UT coaches and fans and players are hoping for. I'm not sure what that whistle was for, but and that's it. And there's UT storming their goalie, who played very well. Made all the saves he had to, and then probably a couple that you could argue, maybe shouldn't have, but did, because of his play.
Absolutely. It's a great showing from both sides of the ball and both teams. And I mean, what more could you ask for in a rivalry game? That was pretty sweet.
Absolutely. And for those of you tuning in, again, to Game On Sports Productions, we thank you for being with us, certainly for this game, but throughout the weekend. Appreciate the referees, again, the crew here. Loved working with them. Great opportunity. And hope to see you back as you tune into some great Texas high school lacrosse. And everybody have a great night.
All right, have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.